Most people look at a belt sander and think about heavy-duty floor work or massive wood projects. But this little Milwaukee 12V fuel unit is playing a completely different game. It is essentially a scalpel for metalwork. When you first pick it up, the balance is surprisingly good for something that looks a bit like a specialized medical tool. It is designed for those tight, awkward corners where a standard grinder would just chew up everything in sight. The real magic here is the arm. It rotates a full 360 degrees, which sounds like a marketing bullet point, until you are actually trying to reach behind a weld or into a cramped engine bay. Suddenly, that flexibility becomes the only reason you are getting the job done at all. Now, don't let the 12V label fool you into thinking this thing is underpowered. It moves fast. With 2 speed settings, you can dial it back to 1,800 surface feet per minute for delicate cleanup, or crank it up to 3,600 when you really need to strip away some stubborn spot welds. The variable speed trigger is actually responsive, too, which is a nice touch because it gives you that tactile feedback you need when you are working on a finish that you don't want to ruin. It is not just about raw speed, though. The ability to switch between forward and reverse rotation is a massive help when you are trying to manage how the belt pulls against the material. Changing the belt is refreshingly simple. There is no hunting for hex keys or fighting with tension springs. It is a toolless system that lets you swap out a worn-down grit for a fresh one in seconds. That keeps the momentum going when you are in the middle of a project. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that this is a bare tool. You are going to need your own 12V battery pack, and honestly, if you are planning on doing any serious grinding, you will want one of the higher capacity batteries to keep the runtime where it needs to be. The smaller ones might feel a bit light, but they will drain faster than you'd like under a heavy load. The contact wheel is replaceable, which is a smart move for longevity, but it does mean you have to keep an eye on it after a few months of heavy use. It is not a perfect tool. The belt tracking can be a little finicky if you are really pushing it hard against a jagged edge, but for what it is incredibly capable. It is one of those devices that sits in the drawer until you have a specific, annoying problem, and then it becomes the absolute hero of the day. If you spend any time fabricating or cleaning up metal, this is the kind of specialized gear that makes you wonder how you managed without it. It is compact, it is aggressive when it needs to be, and it just works.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.